guys are back with another video, and today we're gonna be reacting to more scary stories. Let's get started.
Stories begin.
Alright, here we go.
Skin Suit from Kirashiro 1.
Ew.
Location unknown.
Sounds weird.
I'm a 22-year-old girl who lives alone in a rural town.
You don't sound like a 20.
I spend a lot of my time talking to friends online on Discord. It was during one of these occasions that I met someone via a friend request. It was a username that I did not recognize. It was a Friday night, and most of the people in my apartment complex had already left to begin their night of excessive drinking and the usual college kid stuff. I, however, was curled up on my sofa with a good movie and my phone, which was buzzing almost incessantly from my Discord group's chat, which I called my internet family. That night, my internet mom...
Internet mom? Okay, anyways. So, alright. So we have a bunch of movies, right, that we could watch and stuff. Because, well, we have a movie chat.
Let's call her M for short, was telling us about a guy she met who used to stalk her and would generally be creepy. This got the whole group curious and interested, and they all began sharing equally creepy stories of their own. This continued on for about 4 hours until I began to doze off. I woke up at around 12:30 a.m., feeling especially groggy, as I had fallen asleep on the sofa, the least comfortable spot in the house. I got up to fetch a glass of water, then I sat back down and began checking my phone. There was the aforementioned friend request, from a guy who named himself simply Jeff. I accepted the request, thinking that it was one of my exes trying to get back in touch. M had been giving out my Discord to them. I'm not sure why, but maybe they wanted to stay in touch and be friends still. I don't know. Jeff and I spent a few minutes with pleasantries, like, how are you? But it doesn't take him long to bring up some very weird stuff.
So, what are you wearing?
He asks.
You know you look beautiful in baby blue.
It continued to get a little weird from there, but I shrugged it off, assuming he was drinking. I then decided it might be a good idea to put on some YouTube and distract myself. Why I didn't just block him, I'll never know. Maybe I liked the attention. Maybe I was just tired. About an hour or so passed by, and he's still blowing up my phone. So I caved and opened up our chat. I was not ready to see what he had written me. He said,
Hey, you there? Don't ignore me. Your skin is so soft. I want to wear your skin when I sleep. I see you. Don't ignore me. I know where you live.
When I saw that he typed out my actual address next, I was shaken. Chills went down my spine, and then came another message.
I'm outside your window now. I know you have a birthmark on your inner thigh. I'm gonna carve my name into your skin.
I was trembling violently at this point. Not to mention I still suffered from panic attacks due to a previous assault, and this had pushed me right over the edge. I was rocking back and forth on the sofa, just out of view of the window. This man knew so much already. I was afraid that if I called or texted someone...
Okay, so something like this ever happened? Read. That's my pants. That's what I would do.
If I pleaded for help, he would somehow know, and he would be more mad. And then it happened. A sound that solidified the horror I was in. 2 knocks at the window, followed by silence, and then 2 more knocks. After that, someone ran over to the door and began to bang on it, yelling out my name.
Kira, I know you're in there. Open the door, sweetie. I don't want to hurt you.
I could only scream.
You don't want to hurt her. Let's carve her skin and wear
Back a response
weirdo.
as I ran into the bathroom, locking myself inside. The banging and screaming of my name continued for what felt like an eternity. In my rapid heart rate and panic, I think I blacked out. When I woke up, I could see the sun shining below the crack of the door. I opened the bathroom door slowly and peered outside. It was morning. Afternoon, actually. When I looked at the clock, it said it was 1:30 p.m. I'd been out for a while. Reluctantly, I walked into the living room. Everything seemed normal. The door wasn't in splinters all over the floor like I thought it would be. I picked up my phone to text my actual mom, and I quickly told her about what happened when I saw one final message from Jay on Discord. A message that read,
Kira, I know where you are. You can hide from me as long as you want, but I'll find you. You see, I love you, Kira. I would never want to hurt you. I just want to be close to you for always. I just want to make your skin into a suit that I could keep against my skin forever.
Ew.
I know you're hiding in that bathroom, but that's okay. I'll be back. We'll be together soon.
I no longer use Discord. I moved back in with my parents shortly after. I don't have a clue who that was. As with most...
Sorry, guys. Sorry about this. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Okay, I'm so sorry. Sorry. Ugh. Last story though. It actually it was just, it didn't give me a goosebumps or anything. It just it was real disgusting. Ugh. Okay, so yeah. So we're only gonna listen to two more stories. And that's it.
Most of these types of encounters, there's no way he should have known where I lived, what my name was. How he found me, I will never know. But it's scary to think that if I opened that door, if he would have gotten in, I would have been his trophy.
Ew.
Discord Stalker from David Bitya. Location: the United Kingdom. It was the summer break of 2018. I was really hyped about this summer in particular, because we were going to go on holiday and chill with some friends. Well, one morning I woke up, and my mom came rushing in to get ready, to get my butt out of bed, because we would be going to Spain near the sea. I was crazy excited, because I could relax, make new friends, see new things, and I loved...
Okay, so guys, so about this. So, okay, so whenever it's time for me to go to school, right, I would go to, first, I'd have an alarm on for, 6 in the morning. 6:40? No, not 6:40. No. I'd have it on for 6:30, right? And then when it comes on, I would turn off the alarm and sleep. And my mom would have to go in my room and wait.
The ocean. So we got on our flight, and I listened to music on the way there. When we got there, it was boiling. We made it to the hotel and checked in. But because it was late already, we were getting ready for bed. I was in my PJs laying in the bed, just browsing the internet via my phone. Now, I'd heard of Discord before, and after seeing some people inviting others to their Discord server and some forums, I figured it'd be a good idea to download the app. I played a lot of games, and I thought it'd be cool to make some new friends via Discord. So, for the first time, I downloaded the app to my phone. I made an account, and I accepted the invite that was posted on that forum. I read a few messages on different channels on that server, but I didn't post anything yet. I went to bed, and I left it alone until morning. I woke up to the sun shining bright and early in my room. It was so hot. I got up and brushed my teeth, anxious to get a shower and clean my sweaty body.
Ew.
My parents were still asleep at that time, but my sister was awake when I was brushing my teeth. She was on her tablet. Seeing her entertaining herself on her tablet reminded me of Discord. So after rinsing, I figured it'd be a good way to pass the time until my parents got ready, so I opened up the app. Soon my parents were ready and we were having some breakfast. I was thankful because I was starving at that point. After we ate, my mom told me and my sister to go play down by the beach, which I thought was an awesome idea. After reminding us to put on some sunscreen, we ran out of the hotel. I had some trunks and a beach ball. The moment I stepped foot outside, though, I felt like I was going to melt on the sidewalk. It was absolutely boiling outside. We got down to the beach, and my sister met a few girls there, and she was talking with them. And I ended up playing volleyball with a couple of boys there, all the while occasionally checking in on my sister. After a couple of hours, my mom sent me a text to come back to the hotel as they'd be going into town soon. I said goodbye to my new friends, but before I could leave, one of them, named Sebastian, poked me in the back. He asked me if I was on any social media, so that he could send me a friend request. I'd always just been an internet lurker, and Discord was the first social thing I had, so that's what I told him. He seemed pretty happy at this, so he gave me his group's name with the others, so that I could join his server and play some games together. I was excited. I didn't think I'd have some Discord friends this fast. So I agreed, and I went to take my sister back to the hotel. But when I turned to take one last look at the group of friends, I saw that the boys were whispering amongst themselves, and they had these weird smiles. It was kind of odd, but I just went with it. Later that night, when we got back from town, it was dark. I was excited to be a part of the server, so I rushed onto Discord and joined the group. They had named it Gaming Boys, appropriately. When I joined, it seemed like I was the only one online. That sucked, as I was excited, but I called it a day and dozed off. The following morning, I got a notification on the Discord group, saying, "Welcome, David." Before I knew it, we were playing Fortnite on our mobiles. We did duos and even squads with 4 people of the group. When we were finished, though, I saw that Sebastian had been sending me private messages. He was asking me a lot of questions. He was wanting to know what hotel we were staying in, what hotel room number we had, to which he explained that he simply wanted to get closer as friends while I was here. Okay, I guess. Weird. It was pretty forward, but I was all for it. So I gave him the information that he asked for. But the moment I told them the room number, they all went offline almost at the same time. Well, everyone got ready for the day, and after there was a knock at the door. My mom thought it was room service, so she called out that it would be a minute. Eventually, she walked over to the door. The moment she turned the knob, she was knocked on her back as the group from the day before burst in, Sebastian standing at the front. They were holding knives, pointing them at us. My heart sank. It's hard to describe the feeling of terror and betrayal that I felt in that moment. I thought I was going to vomit. They were all screaming. My dad was screaming. My sister was screaming. It was so loud. But I knew what they were saying.
Family's gonna die and it's all 'cause of you.
Give us the money. While my sister cried louder than I'd ever heard her before, my mom and dad obliged and gave them the money they asked for. The moment they left, my dad was on the phone with the police, and I was scarred forever. I was a kid. I just wanted to make friends. We played volleyball and even played some games together, but they used me, and they threatened my family's lives, all for money. Our vacation ended early after this incident. My whole family was shaken, and something changed in me from that day onward. A lack of trust for other people, a certain satisfaction in having fewer friends, and most of all, a fear of discord. I deleted the app and waited for the day when those boys were caught. But I haven't heard a thing.
Why'd you delete the app?
Don't trust people when you go on vacation. Never trust face value friends on Discord or any social media site. Be careful, because people will do anything to hurt you and to get what they want.
No shit.
My scary Discord story from Tessellator. Location, Colorado. Not too long ago, I was an avid Discord user. It all began when I used Discord to meet up with people to play games with. It was the easiest way to do it, especially as I was out of touch with my actual friends and family. But as time grew on, I played less games and just chatted more on Discord. There were whole servers where people just talked. I met a lot of nice people, a lot of weird people, and a lot of mean people.
Me and my friend, Saeed, what we would do, we'd chat with each other, you know. Well, it depends on if we don't have, so we would chat with each other and discuss on what games we should play. And once we finally actually, you know, figure out what we're gonna play, we play immediately.
But there was one specific Discord user that I will never forget, because he changed my perspective forever. I would stay up late at night, joining the voice channels, as long as people were there talking, and I would usually just listen, only occasionally taking part in the conversation. We would often joke, talk about religion and conspiracies, which were tied together far too often. It was on a server for Overwatch that I joined a voice channel. There were 6 or 7 of us all together, but there was a certain user in particular that had everyone's attention. His display name was Caretaker, and he had the default profile picture for Discord. So I first assumed that he was someone new, or someone that didn't get on here too often. But as I joined voice channel and began listening in, things seemed odd. At first they were because Caretaker was the only one really talking, while the other users would only be laughing or poking fun at what Caretaker was saying or doing. Caretaker didn't say much, but it was what was going on in the background that sounded weird. But I was among everyone else. It was something innocent, something funny. What we heard sounded like a child crying. We could hear Caretaker himself saying expletives. To me, it sounded like an older brother teasing his younger brother, calling him names, telling him what he's bad at, things like that. But every so often, there was another sound in the background, a sort of smack sound, which would be followed by about a minute of silence, and then more crying. I ended up asking out loud in the voice channel what was going on. I was so curious and confused. One of the other guys said that Caretaker was bullying his brother because he had gotten on his Overwatch account and lowered his rank. I remember cringing at the thought of this. Yeah, that would probably tee me off too. We listened to what we thought was Caretaker and his brother going at it. After an hour or so, Caretaker spoke, and it was the first time I actually heard him close to the microphone.
Be right back. You gotta get some food.
He said to us. We could hear him walk away, but he remained in the voice channel with his mic on. For the next 20 or 25 minutes, it was completely silent on his end. His little profile picture didn't even light up, so the rest of us were just talking, discussing our highest ranks in that season, and some particularly juicy plays of the game. After that 20 or 25 minutes, though, Caretaker's icon lit up again, but it was not Caretaker that we heard.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Please help me.
It was really quiet at first, and because it was so sudden after such a long time of silence, the group spoke up, asking him to talk louder. There was silence again. Then a couple of minutes later, someone spoke once more.
Call the police. Call the cops, please. He's gonna be back soon. Please.
And then we all began to laugh. It was some kind of prank, surely. This was just a joke. This was his little brother either complaining or it was Caretaker himself trying to sound like something else, and it made us laugh. After poking fun of the person who was talking, be it Caretaker or his brother or someone else, there was one last bit of audio before it once again went quiet. It sounded like... The rest of us began to cut up and laugh again, discussing what we thought was going on. One guy said it was the weirdest Discord prank he'd ever been a part of, but it was hilarious and worth it, in his opinion. Caretaker eventually said one more thing before suddenly signing out of the voice channel. I remember that clearly. He cursed under his breath, then quickly cut himself from the voice channel, which again made the rest of us laugh. Then we went on with our night. We talked a little bit, made a team on Overwatch for a while. Then I went to bed. It wasn't until the next day, the following afternoon, that I received a message from one of the guys that I was in that chat with. The message said, "Dude," and there was a link. There was an article discussing someone who, apparently, had taken one of the neighbor's kids and locked them away in a room, beating them, starving them, keeping them away from any water. This caused the person to repeatedly black out, and apparently, the guy who did this shared it online in several places. I believe he made an anonymous post on 4chan and a couple of other message boards, always calling himself by his username, Caretaker. Reading that name, and seeing that our Caretaker in that Discord server never came back, it chilled me right down to the core. I know deep down that what we heard that night was not a prank or a joke. It wasn't some dude who enjoyed Overwatch, having fun with his brother and some friends online. I believe what I heard that night was that little boy begging for help, while the rest of us laughed. Discord Horror Story from The Terror of Eric. Location.
We're gonna end the video. So yeah, if you want more,
I'll be honest with you.
Peace.
I haven't been the best person throughout my life. And it may have been